Yo, what's going on YouTube? GZTV again, nasally as fuck, a little bit sick. This is the last of, or the one of two videos we're going to have today because we are going to be talking about the NBA later tonight. I think there's 9 games on. My voice is really bothering me. I know it probably sounds like shit. We gotta get these videos out, like no excuses. Yeah. Oh shit, college games like blaring. My fault, y'all. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm watching Maryland and Northwestern. Kind of a random game to watch. I'll probably watch some college football until about 5-ish, 6-ish, and I'll probably order some food. Probably watch the Celtics game. I'm thinking about streaming during the day, listen to some new music, hop off, and then take a break, watch the game, and then stream later tonight because I think my boy Greg is getting on. We might play some like Fortnite or something like that. I'm not really sure. I want to play Overwatch. I want to try to get people to play Overwatch. I think that would be fun. I tried to get that on the Twitch channel, but that's just kind of the plans here. Isolation, yeah, the 3rd episode of season 4. So if this computer freezes, I'll just turn it off and it'll be the end of the video. But in the inner courtyard, Tyrese explains to Rick Grimes, Carol Pelletier, and Daryl Dixon how he found the burned corpses of his girlfriend Karen and friend David. They need to reach the bottom of this because I'm pretty sure the same person that was feeding rats to walkers, the same person that was killing these people, that killed these people and burned them, literally the worst death imaginable. They need to be punished. Yeah. And we do find out who did it in this episode, which is kind of crazy and kind of unexpected. You didn't think this show would move this quick, but I don't know. An enraged Tyrese demands that Rick find the killer. When Rick and Daryl try to calm him down, he turns violent and begins to attack him. So Tyrese, very early in the episode, just kind of loses his shit. And it's very justifiable, of course. I mean, obviously. He has every reason to freak out. I mean, the girl he loved and started to catch feelings for has died by getting burnt. He has one of the worst ways you could die. They had like the bad flu symptoms, and then they just got burnt in the process of having those symptoms. Because I guess someone was trying to prevent the spread. So it makes sense, but still, why would you do that? During this, Rick flies into a rage and badly beats Tyrese before Daryl pulls Rick off. So Rick kind of goes insane too, and these two kind of have a fight. Rick and Tyrese. Kind of a crazy scene, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. They're just losing their fucking minds over this illness. It's obviously affecting them a lot. After bandaging Rick's hand, Herschel Green and the rest of the prison's council decide to quarantine those who are sick in cell block A and separate the elderly and the children. So, sorry about the TV. I'll turn it off for now. It's kind of distracting. But, I really wish my computer would stop being stupid. I really do. But yeah. They make a decision. They're like, look, we need to quarantine people. And how fucking ironic. I'm like battling a sickness right now. In the midst of this, so yeah, it's interesting. Tyrese's sister Sasha, Lizzie the prison's doctor, Caleb Subramanian, and Glenn Rhee are among those who contract the virus and are forced to enter quarantine. So a couple pretty major characters catch this illness, and now it's like up in the air. Will these people survive or not? Yeah. Let's see. Herschel suggests that they could search a veterinary college for medical supplies, and Daryl, Michonne, and Bob Stuckey volunteer to retrieve the medicine. And yeah, their trip kind of takes place in the episode, and we'll kind of see what goes down there. Carol notices that they are low on water and informs Rick about it, with the two agreeing to clean the cistern the next day. And I don't know, it's weird. They gotta maintain a bunch of sick people. Yeah, they're in a pretty tough spot right now, of course. Probably one of the lowest points they've been in. Rick cautiously approaches Tyrese to comfort him and apologize for his actions, but Tyrese is still frustrated with Rick's inaction and walks off. He's like, man, I lose my shit. It doesn't mean you have to lose your shit too and just lash out and cause a bigger problem. Right? It's just not a good thing. was I trying to say here? Maggie Green tearfully reports Gwen's illness to her sister Beth, who assures her sister that they have jobs to do, as their father always says. And the way that Beth kind of acted and the way she's kind of handled things at the prison, I'm just not a fan of her character right now. It's like, oh, we don't have time to be upset. You need to be a man about this. Yeah, that's what Dad told us. Like, would you shut the fuck up? She doesn't even do anything. She sits at the prison and tends to the baby while fucking groups of like 5 and 6 people go out, risk their lives to get supplies for them. Like, I don't know. Beth is really annoying right now. And this dude she just meets, he dies, and she's like, oh, okay, whatever. Who fucking cares? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know. I hate to use the H word, but she is one of those things at this point. Oh, man. Twitter's funny, dude. I got in a fucking argument with this, like, Twitter girl. It is the funniest shit ever. And she's, like, battling it out with someone else. And keyboard warriors going crazy. Herschel, with the help of Carl Grimes, retrieves elderberries to make tea to act as a remedy for the sick. And at first Herschel's like, alright, I'm going out in the woods. Carl's like, no, I can't let you go. You know, he's taking authority. He's, like, protecting people. And I like that his dad had kind of instilled those values in him. But I don't know. Carl acts kind of annoying sometimes in that aspect as well. So, yeah, they get elderberries. It's for the better of the people that are sick. Hopefully that is the cure. The two encounter 2 harmless walkers. Herschel advises Carl not to kill them as it is unnecessary. So Herschel's trying to kind of teach Carl some lessons about some of the walkers and, like, don't shoot harmless fucking things. Right? Tyrese, after guarding the infected survivors from Karen's killer, bids farewell to a sick Sasha and leaves with Daryl's group to get the medicine. So he's kind of holding down the fort because there could be like a murderer among them trying to kill sick people and make sure it's not spreading, which is a really sick thing to do because all those people have a chance. I don't know, it's confusing. Let's see here. He tells Carol, who offers him condolences, to watch over Sasha for him, but after he leaves, Carol breaks down in tears. So we kind of get hinted at some things that are going to be revealed later in the episode. Maggie sees her father approaching the quarantine zone and chastises him about possible exposure with support from Rick. Like, Herschel, what are you doing? Why are you going to these sick people? We need to keep our core group safe. It's kind of selfish. I really like what Herschel's doing. He's kind of acting as like a Dale character for these people. He's got the old wisdom, and he's like here to, you know, he knows that he probably doesn't have too many years on his life left. So he's here to kind of support the young people that have futures and stuff, and that's great. Of course, Herschel's a pretty likable character. I like how they have old people on this show. I think it's great. Herschel counters by saying that they always risk their lives every day. The only thing they can do now is decide what they are risking it for, with his being his ability to save the lives of the infected. He's like, I can risk my life, knowing that I'm saving these people. So yeah, just a really good, some good moments for Herschel's character. Rick investigates the murder scene and notices a bloody handprint. So he's starting to get kind of some clues, trying to match some things up. While driving to the college, Daryl talks to Michonne about hunting for the governor when they suddenly hear a voice over the car radio repeating the words, "Sanctuary, those who arrive survive." So like, oh shit, we've met some civilization. We need to investigate, I guess. Sorry. A distracted Daryl drives into a horde of walkers, forcing the group to leave their vehicle except for a morose Tyrese. He seems like kind of like suicidal, like I just want to end it now, like the people I care for are dying, like just take me out. Tyrese eventually snaps out of it, but is overwhelmed by the walkers, forcing the remaining 3 to leave him. So he's like presumably dead. But yeah. However, he miraculously survives the swarm and regroups with the others. Now, we're not sure if he got bit or not, but it's kind of cool to see that Tyrese survived something like that. After Rick rescues Carol, who had recklessly gone out of the prison to clean the pump on her own from walkers, Rick tells Carol that he has noticed how far she is willing to go to protect the group of survivors. And he's kind of like commending him for her for it, and yada yada yada. He then asks her if she killed Karen and David. So, like, she's the prime suspect, apparently. After a brief pause, she responds with a simple yes and then walks away silently. So, Carol is the one that killed Karen and David. And if Tyrese ever finds this out, oh my goodness, Carol is a dead woman. She really is. A dead man walking, pretty much. Let's just talk about the critical reception, because it's actually a pretty popular episode. Mostly positive reviews. The surprise ending was great. Chad L. Coleman's performance was awesome. 8.8 out of 10 on IGN. It was a great episode. The good episode, the good things come down to, like, the rich character development with, like, Carol and Tyrese. Carol's choice provides some rich story potential. To say anything of her character's now far more complex arc. The landscape is shifted well. Many interesting plot lines were extended and raised for this episode. Most importantly, the voices heard through the car radio. We want to see more of this, obviously. The carrot of hope given to the characters by the mysterious voice, no doubt, will keep the series going. Daryl, Bob, Michonne, and Tyrese all survived the car being attacked by the large horde. That was kind of a negative. Like, that's not really realistic. And yeah, I don't want to see a bunch of people just getting bloodshed. I mean, we're only 3 episodes into this season, but still, it's kind of a weird thing to introduce and then no one die from it. Let's see here. What else can we talk about? It was a bit of a stretch to imagine all 4 made it out of the horde intact, for sure. Tyrese looked to be in a pickle, but he somehow made it out. The scene in which Carol is told by Herschel not to shoot the clearly weak walkers they're confronted with. One is in a bear trap, the other moving... Or Carl. The one is in a bear trap, another moving slowly in the woodland, was perhaps not really necessary. It didn't... Didn't Carl learn about leaving walkers behind when Dale died? Like, I don't know. Gave it a B+ on the AV Club. The reveal that Carol killed and burnt David and Karen was unconvincing, I guess. It seems like a drastic leap for the character, and one that a few conversations about knives isn't going to cover. Tyrese does seem kind of clunky in spots. It is kind of over the top, him, like, fighting Rick. It's kind of a weird character for Tyrese. He seemed like a really calm guy at the beginning. It shows us a sense that frustrated violence must be lurking behind the everyday behavior of so many of these survivors. The element of isolation involving the quarantined characters was effective. When main characters like Glenn showed signs of illness, that was like a crazy moment. The chance to see some of the show's main characters step up and try to save others in their hour of need was great to watch, like with Herschel. Herschel's act to go and find some herbs to make tea to help the sick was great. It's a small and potentially fatal gesture, but the dignity of it and Herschel's refusal to back down when someone else tells him he's risking his life is noteworthy, and awaits the exact opposite of Carol's choice. So, yeah, it's really cool, contrasting characters. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. GZTV. This sickness is only getting worse, it seems like. I don't know what the fuck has gotten into me, but hopefully I can get better. I'm going to be streaming pretty much all day. I don't know if I want to stream during the day. We'll see. I'm just kind of burnt out on it. I don't know. We streamed for 4 hours last night, but